When I was about 3 or 4 years old, my family came from San Pedro, California, where I was born. It is my assumption that we came to Valley Junction because my mother's sister resided in Valley Junction with her family, and she wanted my mother to come here so that they could be together. While in California, I know that my father worked for a fish cannery there, and then when we came to Valley Junction, I assumed that he started working for the railroad. Our first home in Valley Junction, as I remember it, was probably when we lived in a boxcar, a railroad boxcar that is, which was situated south of the railroad tracks. And one portion of it was designated as the kitchen area, and another portion was designated at sort of a living area. And then another part of it was where the bedroom was. I had an iron bed, a solitary, for one person. And I thought it was wonderful. I really did. I loved it very, very much. My mother and my father did everything they could possibly do to make it as homey and cozy and comfortable as possible. I remember my mother getting feed sacks and washing them and starching them, ironing them, and putting them up on the windows. I don't recall how the windows got on a boxcar, because usually boxcars don't have windows. But evidently my father must have done something to put windows in there to make it more like a home. I remember that there was a water tower nearby where it was filled with water for the engines that came by to fill up with water on their way to wherever they were headed. And sometimes the water would overflow, and it was a delight to get under there and get wet and splash and have a lot of fun. I like to think that perhaps the fella that filled that tank, that water tower tank, knew that there was a child that lived there nearby in that boxcar, and that maybe he let it overflow a little bit so that she could go out and play. Our next home was located at 127 8th Street, in 100 block of 8th Street. And I was thrilled to be able to move to a real house. From there, we were able to purchase a home at 136 8th Street on the corner of 8th and Maple. The bus that went to Des Moines stopped on the corner there on that would be the northwest corner, and people getting off of the bus would sometimes come over to our side of the street, and we would talk and socialize, and it became like a little way station. I grew up surrounded with music because my father was a musician. He played the guitar and he played the violin. He was involved in a small band, and once in a while they would go out to play at dances or parties or whatever. So he kind of got me involved in that a little bit, and even though I wasn't very thrilled about it, he wanted me to play the guitar. So I learned to play the guitar, and then once in a while I'd play with the band too for the 5th of May, the 16th of September celebrations, birthday parties, whatever came about, I'd be there playing with my dad. Valley Junction was very, very, and is very special to me because this is where I grew up. This is where I met all the friends that I still have and that I cherish and that I see as often as I possibly can. I was very happy with my parents. We were poor, but we were rich in the things that mattered. family, friendships, good neighborhoods, and all of the things that to me are very important.